This is the last one I have of these. Now they're closing a bunch of Rite Aids. They do this all the time. It's posturing. They're shifting. It's a reorg. America's going through it too. I'm running out. Timelines are ending and flipping and switching a-roo. Hi, Stanley. Where you at? Cat in the mood? Caca, 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 caca. Kiki. Okay. All right, Mom, coming. It was a pretty good day, huh? I got up nice and early, and I went over to see the crew at Ricky's. And then I made them a deal. I love doing this shit. It's so fun. Because I never find out. I don't know what the outcome is. I just throw stuff out, and then. Okay, so what we did is, I got to give more stickers out too. That's cool. I was spreading my vibe. Straight people like rainbows too. I'm autistic, so it's cheeky. That's how I drew this picture when I was 9 years old, and I'm 51. And I sent my English teacher. We're friends on Facebook still. When I was in junior high in 1986, she was my English. So she was one of the teachers that got together that decided that I needed to take this test to see where I fit in on planet Earth. And so this morning I woke up and I sent her a message and I said, I hope this finds you well. I was wondering if you know the name of the test I was given back in 1986. I was 12 at CVI. I remember they said I was autistic. I thought they meant artistic. I started drawing a lot that year. It was a coping mechanism for me. And then she says, I do not remember, Margie. Is there a community health center near you that you could visit? So much has been found out about. See, people are trying to tell me about what I am. And I think that is amusing. Like in the last few years, it's gotten trendy. And I'm just like, no. Like, you don't get to, it's like that military does stolen valor. Yeah, because, people that, all valor's stolen. So much is, okay, and I said, I used them, and she said, what, art and music are powerful coping mechanisms. And I said, I used them my whole life. I could have been a poster kid before it was cool. Thank you. And it was funny because, I got to go take the picture. I brought to Ricky's a painting that I did when I was 15.
Oh, how nice.
The year Mom got her head slammed in a car door. And, but see, all that stuff didn't matter because, like, I was going to go to art school and stuff like that. But what happened was a guy slammed Mom's head in a car door. So I knew that at some point, it didn't, I wouldn't be able to do any of that stuff. I mean, I could, but it just, like, I know how testy I am. My brother told me to get a job. And I said, I take care of Mom. That's my job. Like, why should I help somebody else make six figures when I'm doing the work? It's been like that my whole life. I've done the heavy lifting in jobs, in support roles, but everybody else gets the credit, and I'm not going to do it anymore. So, I brought in the painting to Ricky's to show him because I showed this kid. I preach. I'm a preacher. I just share my experience with people so that they don't, if they come through situations like I had in life, they don't got to do what I do. Maybe they do the opposite. That helps them, but at least they have experience to draw on, something outside themselves. And so, I like going there because it makes me feel good because they're genuinely happy to see me when I walk in the door. And so it's comforting. So I like to go before it gets too busy because I don't want to take no time from nobody earning some money. And I recognize that today's the day that people celebrate. Every day's Mom's Day, man. Like, holidays are silly. Like, if people practice these disciplines and just held gratitude for these things all year round, then they wouldn't feel so bad once the things left. And so got to go and give some stickers out, and then I gave them $30.
Wow.
And I said, here's the deal. I said, not everybody likes today. So if you know somebody that like comes in and you know them from the community and you kind of know their backstory and stuff, and maybe they're not, like, I don't know, maybe someone they lost a kid, they're only kids, so they're just reminded, just because life is a tragedy and there's more woe stories than we stories, so. And then homeboy, I can't remember his name, the server, he puts my sticker on his server book, and I gotta get his name. Nice guy. He celebrates his mom in heaven, and that's what I tell him. I said that's why I take such good care of mine, is because those of you that have love for your moms that are in heaven, you all give me the streak that I need to take care of mine. So thank you. And so he came up with, he said I could advertise. I said you could advertise, because I'm not on a lot of these local groups because I just get triggered by everything. People don't want to hear what I have to say in New Mexico, even though I'm related to so many people. They hate me and I'm their cousin. But I'm not the stupid cousin. I'd rather be the hated cousin than the stupid cousin. So, anyway. So he's going to put up at some, like, ass house anything and stuff like that and advertise, like, hey, if you freaking hate this day and don't love it like everybody else, come on down to Ricky's, and Marge is going to get you some comfort food, make you feel better about things. That's how I look at food, is like, well, it's not supposed to be used in an excess. I look at it as community building, like, because you got the I don't know. But we were food insecure growing up. We didn't have a lot of food. We went without so much. That's why we know how much we don't need in life to make us happy. Anyway, one of the funny little things when I wake there was an ad this morning at like 11. Albuquerque Journal posted it. It said, have you ever considered joining a cult? If you buy a new car every 5 years or throw out food on the expiration date, then you may already be in one. According to the Ben Folstein, he calls it the adult cult. And so I wrote, worst cult ever are those with the little I voted stickers. Fucking funny shit. America's a cult. A cult of the illest personality. It's got pretty bad. So hopefully somebody had a good meal today. See, I put out way more, of my more positivity than I do shadow any given day. The thing is I don't deny that my shadow exists. I just show it to people, and the whole world knows what to expect. Meanwhile, you have all these people out here that have acted really cool for a long time. I would rather people think I'm a complete freaking, like, writhing, like, a-hole. Like I don't got no nice. I would rather them think that And then once they get to know me, find out I'm a really fucking cool chick with a heart of gold and probably one of the most generous people they will ever fucking come across in life, right? But see, it's I'm an anomaly because people aren't like that. People don't give stuff away like that. They don't live from their heart. It's not logical. Maybe on the old earth, but the new earth. All things possible, multi-universe. And frequencies are freaking tuning all over the place. What storyline are we going to turn into, Ma? We're going to turn into the space observers. Sun goes red. Power grid. Like, there's plenty of people in America that haven't been on the power grid because they can't afford what the power company wants. Or they don't have running water. They obviously aren't on the same timeline as everybody else, yeah? So does that mean they're in the future where the sun already turned red, or are they in the past, back when it turned red the last time and they're just living the effects? Not everybody on planet Earth is having the same experience. It would behoove us to give everybody the tools that they need to be uncomfortable regardless of the situation. And it has nothing to do with money. My whole life I've been asking people, what would you do if money was no object? And they always go right to if they had all the money in the world. And it's the same thing, kind of, and it's different. No, if like money didn't exist, would you still hoard things like experiences, travels? All people are doing is chasing vibrational frequency. They're trying to maintain a frequency externally to match the go fast that they have inside, when it would behoove themselves and the climate of the rest of the world if people just slowed down more. And track your breath. I'm learning to, I'm a child. I'm one of those 51-year-old women going on 15 years old. So it's kind of funny when I like to go out when no other people are around. And the reason why, like today I was like, okay, I'm out, it's early, I'm going to go do a real quick, do a quick walk around in the town square and stuff, and see if I could find somebody to give some stickers to. And so I came across this young woman on a bench, and I said, "You like stickers?" And she's like, she thought about it. She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Great." I said, "Here's one." This is what I gave her, a 4-inch. I gotta order more. I said, "I'm autistic, so this is how I always did the rainbow. Ever since I was a little girl, it made more sense to me." And she was like, "Hey, I'm autistic too." And I was like, don't do anything that I did. Don't go to war. Don't enlist. Don't try to go to college. Don't fall for all the same shit that they made me fall for just so they could all get a paycheck. It's disingenuous. The systems are falling, though, because more and more people are figuring out that all these systems that are put in place that people are employed with, they got overhead, they got, the rent, they got the leases on the buildings where all these people go to, and they're, and they get 6 figures, and they stand up and they go, "We care, and this is our, we care for justice, we fight for blah advocacy," or whatever like that, right? And then like, meanwhile in America, the cracks of society are getting wild. This has been my experience back in 2020 when we had to move where we lived, and I'm like, dude, I know how to figure out shit too, and there's still no places for people to go. And so fast forward 5 years, You know, there's just more people that don't want to help people, more people that don't want to be bothered, more people that live in fear, so everybody's the bad guy. I've been listening to these talks lately about stoicism and like seeing my character defects. And so now when I go out, like when I get reaction, like when I feel that perculatory, that where I'm gonna, whoa, like here comes the anthrax vax, here comes the bite of the dragon, my tongue. Then I get to look at that. I get to sit in my head and I get to look like, why is this person triggering me? And I have realizations, like I know most of it. And most of the stuff that triggers me is when people are idle. I thought it was because they were I thought it was lazy, but then I heard this guy's sermon the other day, and he's like, that's idle. When people just sit around and listen to the Taos hum, that is the Taos hum. So, but people are starting to figure it out, you know. And we gotta make this place comfortable for more people. Mom, look, show people how pretty your hair is. Look how pretty, Mom. We washed it today, huh? Mom said yes. We washed it and conditioned it, and I gotta put like Coke. Mom has like eczema on her head and stuff like that, and she's blissed out right now. She likes listening to me yammer on. And then, I've been having this real, you know, because we're connected genetically, you know, and I've been having this experience where, like, my belly button is really irritated, and, like, there's something in there, like, because I pulled out clumps of dog belly buttons. Being a human is weird. It's such a weird thing. And so, like, I'm careful, because bacteria, it's easy for stuff to get infected and stuff like that, right? So, and I just got different body wash and stuff, and so I'm like, what is causing it? So, and I bought these tank tops, and they're made in China, and I'm like, well, are they just all made with plastic? Like, is it because I can't breathe? So I went back to the old Hanes tank tops. The old... I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, so Mom was going to the restroom this afternoon, and I looked down and I saw when Mom, after she got her it's a miracle that Mom is still here. It is like she was so abused in her life. Like she was born with club feet, and then she was a guinea pig for all these doctors that did all these experimental, never done before surgeries before. You know, this is after her family threw her away. You know, and so like, and then she had me, or my brother, cesarean, and then she had me. And so like her little body is just freaking riddled with scars, and so, you know, we soak her feet, and I'm putting lotion on her. She doesn't like to take showers. And she's an autonomous being. So we have to make sure she stays clean. And then I looked at her belly and there was this dark stuff. I got the tweezers. I said, oh no, Mom, what is this? And I freaking dug stuff out of her belly. Because what happened is after she had a stroke. So she had her stroke before I got my driver's license. And then after I got my driver's license, I came home and she had gone to the bathroom. And this is kind of a gross story. I mean, it's my life, but other people are like, but I'm just like, it's just a problem. You just have to deal with the problem and move on. So, she went and had a bowel movement, and I mean, my whole life, I'm like her mom. Like, we have role reversals like that. And so, I'm like, Mom, you can't. Anyway. So, basically, she pooped, and then about 5.5, 6 inches of her lower rectum inverted and came out of her butt. And so I took her to the ER, and Dr. Sar, they said, well, we're going to have to do surgery. Like, if it's a kid, it would have just, like, gone back up, I guess. It's common, but I don't know. But so they did surgery, and then after they did surgery, there were lesions or some shit. So they had to go back in 6 days after they hacked her open, and then hacked her open again, and they took like 6 inches of her lower appendix out. And so then after that, I mean, they were like talking colostomy, like they fucked her up. And so her belly button, instead of being in the middle here, it's like over here. And it's all this cuts, lacerations and stuff like that. So I got in there and dug it all out, and I was like, Creator moves in mysterious ways. And since we done that, like my button don't hurt no more. So it was like Creator was letting me know, hey, attention. You know? You feel better, Ma? Your belly button? Yeah? See, because that's bacteria, and that's right in the stomach, and that's where Mom already has a compromise. That's where, like, the nourishment comes in. So I put some coconut oil in there to draw it out. It's like pulling oil. It'll dry out any more toxins, but that's why I'm always open to advice from Creator. Creator's often giving me guidance on courses of actions on which I need to take. You know? I'm just staying out of all the crazy, though. I don't need to test my theories of the conclusions in which I am coming to in life right now. You know, because I still want to live by I like to live by the rule that Mom says it's easier to stay out of a problem than it is to get out of a problem. So, we had a pretty good day, but all of our days are pretty good. Because we still got a smile on her face, because, but we're going to be able to teach people how to live comfortably in squalor situations, because because people that have had everything their whole entire life are going to have a really hard time if they lose everything. I mean, the sun don't gotta go the star don't gotta go nova don't gotta go red for people's worlds to end. You know? I mean, there's plenty of us throwaways that it's like, it's just so, I mean, my social media is full of people just breaking down freaking, they're losing their shit. Because there's less and less places for people to go to get any kind of solace, especially in America. And more people like, dude, this wasn't supposed to be like this. My catchphrase, I'm gonna have a t-shirt made. I'm not gonna say it, I'm just gonna have a t-shirt made, and I'll put it up here. I'll wear it, and then if anybody else wants to wear it, you know, I mean, this place could be cool, but because people have free will, but the veils are falling down. You know, they're figuring out that the men in charge, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they're just a bunch of fucking frat boy cokeheads. Fast forward 20 years. And they're drowning in a fucking sea of nepotism. And their own nepotism. Because they all got the good jobs, but they don't got no ideas, and more people are getting mad. Careful, though, because live by the sword, die by the sword. I'm trying to be a peaceful being. We'll see how that goes. I do have my mom's native Spanish blood in me. And then I have my father's Scottish Freemason fucking privilege blood that never did me no fucking favor. And then I gotta try to be cool with both of them. You know why? Because I got my dad's face. And I got my mom's face. I got more of my mom's face in my dad's face. But still, you can't hate what made you. It's been my lesson. I can't hate what made me. So, and this is like when my dad was my age that I am now. Let's see. Here, let's see if I could find it. Oh, I did a video the other day when the stand around crew was blocking off a road. I found out that a girl was killed in an accident down that road. That just verifies more of what I believe to be true, is that people are all gas and no brake, and it's going to cost them a lot. And then I'm seeing also how like the propensity for people to escape right now is super high. Here, this is them standing around saving people from themselves, saving the people of Taos from themselves. I respect people that do respectable things. So, yeah, I'm not big in the military-industrial complex because I know how much they don't do me any favor. And they just keep blowing shit up because it makes them feel like real men. They're all guard. They don't fucking count. So, oh, I know where that picture is. I sent it to my friend. Oh, I finally saw the Taos welcome tree, or what the fuck ever it's called. That's my thumbnail. See, I can't, okay, here, this is funny. This is how I know that these people, they're all like a frequency. They're NPCs. Because I'm related to them. Okay, look, they all stand the same. That guy right there, he's in prison for fucking being a fucking pedo creep. He was my brother's. That's my brother. Look, they all stand the same. We're men! Menin! So I can't hate the guy because my face looks like him. But my dad, like, from the first part of my life, I was prideful with them. Like, they could do no wrong, and they just would be jerk. Like, I couldn't believe, like, they would just be mean all the time. And so it took me a long time to figure out that my loyalty, my eyes were blinded by loyalty that I had for them because they were never good examples of men. My dad was a total fucking womanizer, dude. Like, you know, and he was a truck driver. So he's an he's an international adult, or like I wonder how many states he committed. He cheated on his wife. You know, and like all this stuff that people are like, oh, yeah, do this. It's a great, truck drivers, thanks for delivering goods. But there's so much human trafficking. There's like all this nasty shit that people do too many drugs and they do gross shit. My dad's like, there's nothing I haven't seen. That's what he used to say when I was a little girl. What he was translating is, there's nothing I have never done. Because when people do what they want and self-will run riot, they don't discipline themselves and they don't stop themselves from doing the things that make them do the fucking crazy things. Then we see more and more social media with fucking backpacks and shit in the desert of fucking Arizona. Wait, you don't think those are not in fucking Texas? Like, dude, people haven't given a shit about kids for years. I was 12, 13 years old. The same year that I had that test was the year that I pulled the freaking sheriff report out of the closet and I started reading it and I'm like, penetration? I'm reading words like penetration and stuff like that. And it's like, infant, and I did the math on from the date, and I was like, shit, this is fucking me. This is me when I was a baby, and I was like, wow, okay, that's why my hip still pops. And that was back in 1975, and look at all the people that have had good lives. One of them's on trial now because that system of gross perversion has existed. Even people in the churches. Like, I don't give a fuck about another dude that... I don't give a shit about that shit. Unless everybody has enough, he's just another false for profit. None of them ever stop poverty. They never stop perversion. But they have fucking good fucking lives for flying around in their private jets and their freaking, you know, really expensive little gold cups and their fucking big stupid outfits and their dumb fish hats and shit. Like, I don't fucking care about none of that pageantry. See, because people read shit off a page of a book and then they try to act it out. That's why all the world's a stage, because they're going to make the world how they perceive it written. And I don't agree with none of them, so fuck them all. As far as I'm concerned. Sports, entertainment, politics, religion, they're all for entertainment purposes. So, I don't really, it doesn't bother me if people don't believe me. It's just kind of how people are verifying themselves to be true. That's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have